The adventures of Koholint Island begin. Join me as I play Link's Awakening, my second Zelda game ever. Thanks for watching, and enjoy. What is going on, people? It's still your boy, your homie, your friend in time of need, Bricks O'Brien, aka BrianSaviano, picking back up with this dungeon here. Trying to find all the secrets it has in store, and you'll find out all the secrets that I have in store pertaining to the anime convention that I was at. So, I had, obviously recorded this gameplay beforehand, and I'm commentating it afterward because, again, as a reminder to all of you, I'm using a guide throughout this game because it is kind of difficult to figure things out without one. So, learn from me, and if you are playing this yourself, don't be afraid to use a guide. There's no shame in doing that. I have been told there's no shame in doing that, so I am here to echo the same thing that I have been told. That is definitely Kirby, and he can be destroyed probably with a bomb. So, yeah. Just want to make sure you know that. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of editing here. Lots of little things, because this dungeon can be kind of confusing. So I will explain what I need to when it does appear here, but hopefully you get a good grasp on the layout of the dungeon here. It's very small. There's a lot of backtracking. It's small by comparison of other dungeons. So, yeah. So, as I had been saying before, I went to an anime convention immediately after, like literally immediately after landing in Boston. And Ricky was kind enough to pick me up at the train station, and I drove our way to the anime convention. And it was a moderate experience. I had been to the convention before. It was at a newer venue, or rather not a newer venue, but like a different venue than it was the year before, and it was a different venue than it was the year before that, even though I wasn't there for the year before that. And last year, it was the same weekend as Let's Go Pikachu. So I was super stressed out last year because the panels did not go as I wanted them to. I was itching to do Let's Go Pikachu videos, and it had snowed incredibly heavily the night before where I couldn't pick up my pre-order of the game. All sorts of stuff like that. There was a lot of things working against me there. But now this time, happening in September, practically October, no snow in Boston yet. And, it ended up going a lot more smoothly. I was just excited, and I obviously cut to get the marble and go all the way around, kind of like I had done before. I was excited to see my friends and whatnot there. Basically, yeah, take the marble, destroy that one too. So, or rather, yeah, do it this way. Do it whatever way you want to do it. You know what I mean, man? I was just excited to see my friends and hang out. And basically, my rationale was to observe the culture of this convention here. And so, yeah, you bring that marble all the way around there and do the whole thing. I wanted to observe the culture. I wanted to put myself in a newer, different environment and just people watch and just toss myself into the deep end and just no expectations, nothing. Just see how it goes. And that's exactly what I did, and I enjoyed myself tremendously more because of it. I didn't have any obligations for a panel. I didn't have any obligations to talk to anyone. And I've come to the conclusion now that the anime crowd, as much as my friends are anime fans, they are very socially aware / cool. That we are the cool kids. We are the ones that, people want to hang out with. And I don't mean that in a way like, oh, Brian, you're so popular. You think you're so cool. Like, literally, there will be crowds of people that are, approach us and, gravitate toward us to try to talk to us because we have such a cool group of people. So, that's just fact. And it happens a lot, and it's kind of annoying. So, because my friend Dan and his fiance, and basically all of us are very personable people for the most part. So that inherently brings a lot of characters toward us. And so there was like a moment where I didn't need to use that. That's fine. There was a moment where there was a group of like 4 or 5 of us just sitting at a table in the lobby. And then for some reason, 6 other people approached the table and were like involved in our conversation, even though we didn't ask them to. And it's like, who are you people? What, you know, like not that I'm like gonna shun you away and like tell you like, ew, get away from me, stop talking. Like, it's not like that. But it's like, why are you here? You know what I mean? Like, what did you invite yourself into the So, that happens a lot. This is a mirror shield here. Nowhere near as helpful as you think it would be, in my opinion. So, yeah, why are these people hanging around us? And they're not even people that we're cool with or that we want to be cool with. They're they kind of smell. They're kind of not funny. They're kind of whatever. So yeah, that happens a lot. And, you know, I don't really talk to people like that. I mean, Dan does, because he talks to Dan is more of a celebrity at these kind of conventions than I am. Like, you think I'm international superstar Bricks O'Brien? I mean, I am. But, like, no, Dan is, like, he is the brand ambassador for, like, oh, hey, bro, how are you? And he'll, like, talk to people and be social and whatnot. So the trick here is to destroy all these flies in one go here. You would think it'd be simple to do that. It's kind of not. Your strategy is to go into a corner and destroy them all. Good luck trying to do it any other way. I think between the sword animation that Link has and, you know, you could set up bombs and arrows if you want to, it's not going to work. Just basically go in a corner and destroy them all. That's what I end up doing here, as you'll see in a minute. But yeah, so it is it's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot to be at the table and, like, you know, have all these random people show up. But it was fine. The events that my friends participated in, I tried to do like a move like this. It didn't end up working, clearly. The events were fine. My friends did very well. It's more about the sake of doing something than actually doing it, you know? So it's kind of like that. It's not like, oh, you want to win. Most of the time, you know, you can win, but it's more about the camaraderie. It's more about the act. You're just doing the thing for doing this, for the sake of doing the thing. Note for this room here, you need to push these 2 things together. These 2 brown pillars, they need to go together. So basically, it kind of looks like a bad guy. It looks like 2 eyes, and then the nose is like one big entity there. And then, yeah, that's how you beat that section there. But yeah, I figured that out in a hot second here. So I messed it up here. You can only move them once before you got to exit the room and try again. So yeah, just exit the room, try again. And I show you here. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. I open it. I think it's, I don't know what it is, actually. I didn't show it. Oops, I'm sorry. But yeah, make sure that thing is on blue over there. The crystal, it clearly wasn't anything that oh no, it was a dungeon key. Oh, that's the dungeon key. I should have showed that on video. Oops, because now you can see it in my inventory. I'm sorry. So there you go. Hey, look how professional I am. So, yeah, the events were fine. I was mostly there to hang out with my friends and watch people. You know, well, that makes me sound like a creep. No, people watch. Because everyone's so much younger in, like they're fanboying and girling out over, like, specific characters and costumes, and people are taking pictures, and it's so not me in any way at all. So yeah, that was fine. We can access that area up there eventually once I get the dungeon key, but yeah, you gotta bring the sphere back. You gotta throw it from the other side and do the whole thing there. Basically, I'm doing things kind of out of order here, which is not convenient for you watching, so sorry about that, but you can see a lot of editing here. I mean, I got the bomb destroyed there. I can't throw that over to that area there. It's not gonna allow me to. So make sure you are aware of that. There is another bomb that you can use right there, so that's good. Yeah, none of these little sections here move, so yeah, you just basically throw it around and whatnot. You got to go all the way around and throw it across that way, so it's a massive pain in the butt. But yeah, it was fine. It actually wasn't anything to write home about. It was whatever, honestly. And I totally messed myself up here by falling down to the very beginning again. So eventually you can take the orb as we had it before, throw it over this way. Like, you can kind of, like, it's all out of order, but you can see where I'm going with this, right? Hopefully you can, because it's very hard to convey, because there is so much happening and not much happening at the same time, like, edited between. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, then yes, obviously look at a guide for yourself. But, yeah, I did my best here, so that's all you can ask for, right? So, what else happened? Anything else happened? Not really. Me and Ricky enjoyed it, and it's just kind of whatever. I didn't realize I could actually move that way and do that whole thing. I didn't know there's a little segment there. And now we can actually leave this area. This whole pillar up here actually collapses down. That way we can actually go to the top here. That's the final boss area right there, so that's pretty cool. So, the more and more I go to these events like a PAX or another anime convention or Anime Boston or whatever, I find myself wanting to, like, get involved and help people and help, like, the show and just do something about it. Because at the end of every convention, at least I do, I complain the entire time afterward about, like, oh, they didn't do this right, they didn't do that right. You know, who are these people in charge that they don't know what's going on? Like, why not try to improve this thing to make this thing better? I don't understand it, blah, 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 right? It's all this stuff. So I thought, well, why, like, whenever you encounter, and this is good life advice right here, kids, whenever you encounter an issue in life, right, you think, all right, why doesn't someone else do it and do it better? Well, why don't you be the change you want to see in the world and do it yourself? That is what I thought when I kept complaining. And I'm like, wow, okay, so why don't I try to do a convention of some kind, something? But you need a boatload of money. You need a lot of money. You need a lot of resources, a lot of people, a lot of everything. And I've always been fascinated by the process of doing a convention and hopefully doing it right and doing it well, that people will enjoy themselves and whatnot. And I think that's something I could aim to do over the course of, I don't even know how long. It would be, you know, I just try to destroy this guy here, and it clearly worked. Cool. Like, I'm thinking like 10 years from now as like a long-term goal. Even if it's like, I obviously wouldn't want it to be a bad convention, but I want to be able to say that I ran a convention or I tried to do something cool like that, but I don't think right now I have the experience nor the time to actually do that. I know, like, how to, you know, make customers happy by, you know, my retail experience, working at Lego for years and, like, dealing with people of all different types. So there's aspects to it like that, and that's really what a lot of it like, you got to think about what other people want to do at a convention, not just doing what you want to do. Or, like, I don't know, it's a very interesting concept to put on a show and do something like that, and making it, you know, affordable for people, and make it, you know, cool, make it so you're making money, that whole thing. So that is an idea that I have had. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it would be in the what form it would take or anything like that. But, like, I want to do it eventually. I think that'd be pretty cool. So that's an idea that I've had, and I'm like, Dan, when you and me have a boatload of money, let's make this happen. So he's like, yeah, sure, I'm down. So, and he's done business school and all that, and I'll probably do classes and whatnot too, to like get a grasp on how to actually run things and do the thing. So, because like, PAX East is very different from another anime convention. AAC is very calm by comparison. You know, there's events and whatnot, but basically it acts as a means to hang out with your friends that are long distance, which that's what most people who go there do. Basically, you hang out, which I find kind of dumb, to be totally frank with you, because it, like, these people are hanging out with each other and spending money on a hotel room and on a badge when they could just literally hang out themselves, but that's, whatever. Maybe you can't hang out at someone's house or do something, but, like, I don't know. So, and cosplaying and all that is a thing, too. So maybe that has something to do with it, but, yeah. And it's a very small show. Like, I don't know. So I just don't understand it because I'm not in the realm. But, I'd want to make it a good show for everyone, no matter who you are. Here's the Evil Eagle, by the way. Mr. Not Sans from Super Smash Bros. Is riding the Evil Eagle. And a very interesting boss battle, different from anything that you'll encounter in the game. You are facing off against this eagle from the side angle here. And I kind of almost lose here because I don't know you can just use your shield. And I try to do some Donkey Kong-like action moving up and down on the ladder there. So what's actually interesting is that thing that I picked up before. I didn't actually read what that cream thing was. That is a instant revive. So you get brought back to life, full hearts and everything. And you get a second chance there. So if you mess up, there's your opportunity to redeem yourself here. And this is actually a pretty easy boss battle. I didn't realize that the shield can actually block out all of those there. So, yeah, once you figure that out, you're pretty solid. You just got to climb up the ladder and not fall. But, yeah. And you got to hit him a bunch of times. And he's pretty much an easy boss here. Provided that you dodge all the feathers there with your shield, you're good. There's really no way you can mess it up. And you can throw that boomerang up, by the way. I don't quite realize that until much later on into this battle here. But, yeah, you can absolutely, totally do that. And, yeah, you just block it and you're good. So, if you happen to see a Bricks... it wouldn't be a Bricks O'Brien-themed convention. It wouldn't be all about me. It'd be like a small-time, but a bumpin' Comic-Con sort of a deal, Like, I want to make something that people who are diehard fans of a thing can go to, but also be small enough that, you and your friends can hang out and have a bunch of stuff to do and not feel like you're spending $50 to walk around a hotel lobby for 3 days, which is basically what AAC, the convention I was just at, is. It's basically that. The whole thing takes place in a hotel lobby, and it's kind of whatever. And what ended up happening is because I was appearing after a certain time of the day, I showed up at like 7, 8 o'clock at night. No one was there at registration for me to buy a badge. So because it's in a hotel lobby, technically they can't say to me, hey, you can't access this area because you don't have a badge, because what if I'm just in the hotel, What if I'm a businessman, whatever. So I couldn't actually buy a badge to the convention. I never had to. I just walked around the lobby, and I wish I had done that, but there was no opportunity for me to do so, and I have to be the one to buy it to put my name on it. So, next time when they have it, I'll obviously buy a badge and commit to it and whatnot. But yeah, there's the boss there. He's done, and that's the AAC story. Now, I also went to a fair that I will talk about in the next video. I actually went to AAC both Friday and Saturday. Today is Sunday, so I didn't go today, obviously. But yes, that is a whole thing there. So be sure to tell you about the fair that I went to in the next episode of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Different set of circumstances for getting to our little keyboard piano-looking thing here. Looking pretty nice and cool. So, an organ. The organ of evening calm. So, there you go. Another instrument for the Windfish. Just one more instrument remains. And make sure, if you're watching this at night, you shield your eyes as the screen will illuminate completely white. And wake up, everyone. There it is, right there. And the final note, or one of them, is Ocarina. What about it? Or what? The music of the Ocarina leads somewhere. Okay, cool. So we'll figure that out in the next episode. But for now, I want to thank you guys and girls for listening, watching, tuning in, and meowing it out with me as always. I'll see you again for more Link's Awakening in the very near future. Peace out and have a great day. Bye.